Okay, good morning. Let's get started. Common question. Why do you want to learn Power BI? Online participants.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
It's a latest application tool, which is furtherly used to summarize the data, which is mostly used for data analyst.
Data analysis. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any other? Offline. Why do you want to learn Power BI? What is that you know about Power BI? Nothing much. Okay. No problem. So I'll take you through the different things that we can do with Power BI. Before starting the session, my assumption is that all of you are good with Excel. Yes. Perfect. So Excel, we discussed different types of formulas, pivoting, right? The different concepts of Excel, right? Conditional formatting, data validation. And a few of you have completed SQL also, right? Okay. SQL, anyways, I'm going to take you through for the first 2 to 3 days of SQL concepts only. The ones who completed the SQL sessions, it's more like a refresher for you. For the ones who are new to SQL, then you will understand the different concepts of SQL, why it is needed before learning Power BI. Okay, I'll show you that integrations and all. Okay, so let me just take you through. Yeah, maybe before that, let me ask your introduction just to get to know about you. Your name, what is that you are currently doing? And if you are working, where are you working and which kind of role you are into? If you're a fresher, what's your education background? Yes, I know most of you, but let's do it quickly. Not more than 50 seconds each one of 15 seconds each one of you. Your name, your education background. If you're working, where are you working and what kind of role you're in? That's it. Clear? Go ahead. Go on.
Hi, Kishore. This is Subhan.
Hi.
I have 10 years experience in data analysis. I'm presently working in 5K Services Private Limited in Banjara Hills. I want to learn Power BI courses for next level.
By any chance, you were part of our training earlier?
Before VBA, last previous almost 8 years back, I learned VBA course.
Okay. Thank you. Who is next?
Hi, Kishore. Good morning, everyone. My name is Praveen, and I'm working with ADP now as a senior FinOps analyst, and this is what I want.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Who is going next? Okay, your name, your education background, and what is it you're currently doing?
I'm presently operating in training in Excelytics Institute.
Okay, you're coming from which background, education?
I'm recently graduated in Sonandra Institute of Engineering and Technology College in Narasapuram.
Right, got it. Yeah, thank you. Anyone? Okay, so let me introduce myself. I'm Kishore, and it's been 16 plus years I'm into this reporting and analytics, business intelligence, and recently started implementing AI and other few tools in reporting. So currently, yeah, associated with Excelytics, I'm a MCT, Microsoft certified, trainer, MCP, Microsoft certified professional. I got like good number of certifications in MOS, Microsoft Office Specialist. There are Excel expert, Word expert, PowerPoint, Outlook. So many certifications are there. I'm a PL 300 Data Analyst Associate certified by Microsoft, which is a Power BI certification offered by Microsoft. Different tools, technologies I worked with earlier. And yeah, I'm currently working a lot with Power BI and Power Apps. Would have heard this Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI. These things are part of Power Platform. And along with that, I also work with other tools like Excel, VBA, SQL. That list is too big. Coming from different domains experience, I worked with US healthcare, revenue cycle management, contact center analytics, financial data management, IT assets analytics, different roles I was into. That's my skill, graph. And these are the different badges. Even, yeah, if you complete the online certifications offered by Microsoft, you can even earn these badges. Okay, but for this, you will have to write an online examination. We'll also help you out how you can attend these certifications and all. Coming to my education background, maybe looking at all these technologies and all, don't think I'm from technical background. I'm BCom MBA Finance. So that's the reason I got a chance to work within financial data analyst role also. But yeah, most of my time I spent in the technology only. Currently, as I said, with Excelytics, and prior to that, I was with Quadratics as a senior consultant data analytics. With Deloitte as assistant manager in reporting and analytics. United Health Group was doing process automations. These days, you hear a lot about people losing jobs because of AI, right? Yes. What do they do? Like basically AI, what it can do? Whatever the things that is manually done can be automated with some programming and all. It's not new actually. It has been there in the industry from quite a long time. When I was with UHG back in 2013 and 14 during that period.
Then why this negative propaganda is being marketing in these digital platforms about this AI? Because as the technology is being renovated each and every year, so why there is a negative aspects about this AI which is keeping on in a propagating status in digital platforms?
Yeah, possibility is there. Like same example I can give you: atomic power. You know the atomic power. Using the same that atomic science, you can come up with atomic power, which helps us to generate this electricity and all. Same technology, you can create an atom bomb. Right, AI is the same thing. Like technology, if you want to use it in the right direction, it gives you the right results. And if you use it in the wrong direction, yeah, it gives bad results. It's as simple as that. It's not negative propaganda, it is possible. Using AI, either, both the things are possible. Good things are possible, bad things are possible. Right. So, but yeah, human mind gets attracted more towards the bad things. So that is coming into the limelight, but the good things are also happening parallelly. The other way to see this AI is what I'm trying to say is it's not new actually. It's not something very, very new. It has been there, since a decade. If you see this, back in 2013, 14, I was doing the same job. I was sitting with the processes, understand the process, and automate the process. That's what my work was. And that's what I say. When I was with USG, my job is to remove the jobs. That's what I used to do. That's what I was paid for. So it's not new. It's just that got into the mainstream and everyone is talking about it. And yeah, every company is able to afford. Earlier, the technology was like so expensive, be it UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. These kind of tools are very, very expensive tools. But now most of the other applications are available with an affordable price, and most of the companies are buying the licenses and implementing them. That's the reason they're able to automate their works. So as a result, yes, earlier 10 resource at 10 people used to work in the same process. Now they were able to bring it down to maybe 4 or 5, right? That's what currently happening. We can't stop it, but only one thing is that probably we can learn something in line with AI, and then yeah, you can be part of those 5 people who are working in the company. So that's what we can try, but we can't stop it. That's for sure. It's simple. If a company is seeing a lot of result, using AI with minimal manual intervention, then why would anyone say no? They definitely prefer going to AI only instead of a human being, right? Yeah, so as part of this training program, we'll also cover ChatGPT examples, right? How to write the DAX functions and all. So I'll quickly take you through the course outline. Today, it's more like an orientation session, right? So let's take a look at what all will be taught in this particular training program. And along with that, I'll also give you the exercises, and please make sure you complete them on daily basis, right? Compared to Excel visualization, Power BI visuals, you all will love them, okay? It's like very easy, simple drag and drop features. You don't need to do a lot of coding or programming there. Just drag and drop and you perform the steps, and you get the output. So I'll show you the tips and tricks. I'll show you, how you can come up with the best visuals output, right? So yeah, here's the course contents. We start with what is BI, okay? What is BI, history of BI, what is Power BI, and how to install Power BI. And by the way, Power BI, that comes for free. You don't need to buy any license. If it is MS Office, you need a license for this. But Power BI as a free, application also, you can use it, but as a single user. If you want to implement this in Office, it may not be possible. Because in offices, we require collaboration. For that, we need to have a pro license. I'll talk about the licensing part also. Okay, what is a pro license? What is PPU, premium per user subscription? What is on-prem reporting server? Different licenses you can go for. But for this entire training program, we are going to use Power BI as a single user for free. You don't need to buy anything. Okay. And I'll show you today I'll show you a sample report. You find it really easy to create the reports. Okay. The first step in any report creation is to get the data. This data can come from different sources. This can come from Excel, this can come from PDF, or this can come from a web page or a text pad or a CSV or a SharePoint. You name anything, it is there. So all these data connectors are available by default in Power BI. You just like connect to it, and we perform a little ETL. I think the ones who completed SQL, you know this ETL. Extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. So this is what we can do in Power BI reporting layer. Also, you may be thinking like there is an ETL developer, right? So are we going to ETL developer role? No. ETL developer role is something different. Their job is to collect the data from different systems and bring that into one data warehouse by building the data pipelines and all. So that's a different role. Okay. Our role is to perform ETL at the report level. Why? Because the data, what we get may not be in the right shape. Okay. I'll show you a quick example of why we need to perform ETL. Let's take a look at this. Of course, I'm not going to perform anything there, but I just would like to show you how the data can come. So if you look at this data, you see this? So can you create any report out of it? I would say no. Why? Because I see a lot of blanks. I see the subtotals. This is not looking like a proper raw data. So using this data, I cannot create any kind of a report. So what is that I need to do? I need to perform a lot of, transformation on this data so that I can create a report. So this is not possible using this data. Okay, the report is not possible using this data. So what is it we do? We perform a report level ETL here. So for that, we have something called Power Query. Power Query. In Power BI, one of those things called Power Query. Using that, we perform this ETL activity. Okay, Power Query uses a language called mQuery language. So now you are worried. Query language. Programming languages are there, different query languages are there. So do I need to write this query language also? We already struggled a lot with Excel formulas, first of all. And then we moved on to SQL and we felt that is also not that easy. Now I'm talking about one more language. Here's the beauty of M language. You don't need to write anything. You just
Like
click
with
on buttons.
with the Power BI, there is a advantage of not editing any particular SQL queries or else like Power queries. So there is a direct source of extracting the syntax,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Right. You just perform the step and it creates a syntax for you. You don't need to write the code. Right?
Yes.
But if you want to master mQuery, definitely you will have to practice mQuery codes and you need to understand the different commands available in mQuery. But that's not needed. Everything is available as step-based and you click on a couple of steps and it gets you that output. Okay. So we'll talk about that also. So we get the data from the different sources, be it Excel, CSV, PDF, web page, folder, whatnot, SQL Server, MySQL Server, or Oracle, SAP HANA, you name anything, any data source, the data connector is available, right? So I'll show you one example today, then you will understand more about it. And then we'll move on to the data modeling. This is again a very powerful concept in Power BI. Data modeling, usually what happens is that, the ones who completed SQL, probably you have some idea about this. Data normalization. What is data normalization? Right. As I said, there is a big data set and we actually don't store the same data set inside the database tables, right? What is it we do? Split them into dimension tables and fact tables. I'll anyways explain what is a dimension table, what is a fact table. So when we do that, we get the keys, primary keys, foreign keys. This may be sounding a little new to the ones directly attending Power BI, but I'll take you through all these things. So we'll have to create the relationships between the tables, right? So for that, we'll have to build a data model there. So we'll talk about what is data modeling concept and how to build robust data models, getting the ad hoc tables, sorting tables, so many things are there, creating a date dimension table. This is also very important. We'll talk about all those different concepts of data modeling. Once the models are ready, then we'll move on to Power BI visualizations. So there we talk about different types of visuals. So most of the, report developers, they have this question of creating different visuals, right? Let's say I have some data, but for this data, what kind of visual should be used? Should I use a column chart or should I use a bar chart, line chart? So many questions there, right? So we'll cover that using this charts guide. We created it, taking the reference from somewhere. But yeah, whenever you want to create a visual, you'll have to question yourself, what is that I want to show? Is it like a comparison I want to show, a composition, relationship, or a distribution? So if you are clear about that and choosing the right type of the chart from this is like very easy. So we'll take you through in the visualization section there. And this gives you the clarity about whenever you have some data, you can easily create a visual, the right type of the visual. I'll tell you why. A few of the dashboards, when you see them, by looking at them, you can easily say that, okay, this dashboard is trying to convey this message. No explanations needed. But a few of the dashboards, even you spend, 10 minutes, 15 minutes on it, you may not try, understand what is it trying to tell you. That's because of the choice of the visuals, right? So for that, we'll follow this guide to choose the right type of the visual. So I'll take you through this during that visualization session. I'll explain you what all types of visuals, can be created. And one more interesting thing here is you can also download custom visuals. Okay, so you can get the customized visuals that are developed by different, developers. We can download them and we can use them. So using all these things, we can create stunning dashboards and reports, okay, in few clicks, right? Probably you would have seen this. You usually watch these technology related videos online, YouTube, right? If you start watching them, let's say if you start searching for Excel related videos, SQL related videos, or Power BI related videos, you usually get few of the ads beginning of that video. Yes. What do they say? Don't create your next dashboard without watching this. You watched it? Yes. Yes. Yatansha, he's MCP and Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. All those things, whatever I showed you as the certifications, the same certifications offered by Microsoft. They say that you can create a very stunning dashboard in 5 minutes like this, right? Yes, 5 minutes, even I'll prove it today. I can create a dashboard in 5 minutes, but I'll tell you one thing. That 5 minutes report, basically, it has got the data in the right shape. We know exactly what needs to be delivered, right? And we know exactly what kind of visuals to be used. But a real-time use case may not be like this. Real-time use case is always like every real-time scenario is unique, right? Client may ask you, okay, we want to see this data this way and using, so and so visuals. Then cleaning up the data itself will take a good 1-2 hours, right? And figuring out what our data is trying to tell us. And again, we need to choose the right type of the visuals. And no surprise if a normal dashboard takes 1 day to develop. It's not that easy, right? In the example data sets that I give, even I can create all these reports in less than 1 minute. But the problem is the real-time data sets are not like the data sets what we share in the classroom sessions. They're like always unique. If you can't expect the same requirement from the company every time, right? It's the same requirement in every company. No, each of the companies, they have their own requirements. So you need to understand the data. You need to analyze the data, what's happening. Okay, how the way it is stored, what all are there. The database analysis itself will take 1 week's time. And then after that, the report development will come into picture, right? So yes.
Even there is a very good scope with Excel of Power Pivot. So what's the difference between this Power BI visualization and the Power Pivot? Because even this Power Pivot also works on the same data, even the Power BI also works on the same data. So what can we expect? So we expect a better visualization with the Power BI?
Yes, that's absolutely right. Power Pivot was initially introduced in Excel only.
Okay.
2010 version of Excel, Power Pivot was there as an add-in, and then 2013 they integrated within Excel itself. 2015 Power BI was released, and as part of Power BI also we have Power Pivot to build the data models only. Same concepts. You do Power Pivoting in Excel. Power Query also is there in Excel. The same two concepts, Power Pivot, Power Query, both of them are there in Power BI also because they are basically from Excel only. So the interface and everything that you see very, very similar. But when it comes to Power BI, you can expect better.
So if there is a CSV file, so if we extract directly with the Power BI, so it makes its own query, or else we make any particular designation for queries.
No
So
specific
mention
queries
it.
are needed. We just simply connect to any kind of a data source and we read it. We don't need to worry about what kind of queries are being used. That's what I told you. Like mQuery, you don't need to write it. You just connect it. It will create a query for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Slicing and dicing using slicers. I think you have some idea about Excel slicers. What do they do? Filtering the data. Same thing can be done in Power BI also. And one of those things we have to spend some good amount of time on the DAX language. Now you're worried about one more language. DAX. But again, this is not a language. This is a formula language, I can say. Excel, you wrote formulas, right? Yes. Different formulas like lookup formulas, sum, average, average if, sum if, and similar things like DAX language is basically the formula language that drives the entire dashboards of Power BI. So there also we have the DAX functions. You learned if and or all these functions in Excel. Same functions are there. 60 to 65% of the Excel formulas are same. The same formulas you can find them in Power BI also. If you are good with Excel, you can easily write a good number of DAX functions also. Same syntax, no difference. I'll tell you. You have a left formula in Excel. What does it do? Extract left-hand side, number of characters from the left-hand side, right? Yeah, perfect. So the same left formula is there in Power BI DAX. You have if function in Excel. The same if function is there in Power BI DAX. Right? You have AND function. Same
There
AND
is
is
a
there.
particular data which we work on the DAX functions.
Come again once, please.
So there is any particular data where we use this DAX language?
I mean, in every report, we need to use this DAX language, right? To create the calculations.
Oh.
Yeah, it's as good as if you have a data set in Excel, if you want to come up with a summary, like sum. You use a function, sum. Same like in Power BI also, we have a DAX function, sum. Okay. So most of the formulas are same. But yeah, few formulas are very, very advanced. One of those things called
For
formulas.
example, we can use for big integers.
What's that? Sorry.
So we can use it for big integers, for example.
No, why the data types are coming in now?
So no, because as a Power BI, it's a very good tool to visualize the data with. It's very cool to visualize the data. So
Yeah,
and summarize the data. But
right.
why we are going to this DAX language, which is which I believe it's an old version.
Okay. So what I told you something, right? DAX is similar to Excel functions. Okay. Tell me what is the sum? What is the sum? These are my sales, okay? These are the yesterday's sales data that I got. Tell me what is my total sales? How much? How much? Online participants, please answer. How much? How much? How much is it?
No, can you repeat your question? What you want?
So how much is the total sales? Yesterday, this is my sale value yesterday I got. What is my total sales?
So we need to sum all the sales.
I don't want to use any formula.
So we need to go for manual.
Go ahead, do it. Tell me how much.
I'm weak with additions, so I'll be using
Which one we find it easy? Writing a formula or manual? What is
formula.
DAX? What is DAX? Something similar to Excel formulas. So we cannot say DAX is an outdated or something because whenever you want to do the calculations, we depend on DAX formulas only, something similar to Excel formulas. In Excel, we call them Excel formulas. In Power BI, we call them DAX formulas. What I'm trying to say is most of the things that are there in Excel as formulas, they are there in Power BI as DAX formulas. If you're good with Excel formulas, writing DAX formulas is easy, right? So it's not like old or new, formulas are always needed, right? Okay. So one of those things, they are like very powerful formulas called filter formulas and time intelligence formulas. These things are not directly available. I think a few of the formulas are there in Excel also, but a good number of filter formulas and time intelligence formulas are there as part of Power BI DAX formulas. They're like very powerful. I can tell you a simple example. So today is January 3rd, 2025. And now you want to find out exactly 1 year ago, January 3rd, 2024, how are my sales? If you want to do that in Excel, you need to do a little tricky calculation to exactly go back 1 year and get the value. But here we have the time intelligence functions, and you can simply say the function name itself, same period last year. You see the function name, DAX function name is like we have the sum, average, minimum, maximum kind of functions, right? Similarly, in DAX, we have a formula called same period last year. You see the same function name itself is trying to tell you same period last year. So exactly 1 year ago, how is my number? So that's what the time intelligence functions can do. There are so many other time intelligence functions like YTD, QTD, MTD, parallel period calculations, dates between, right? So many things are there. So we'll discuss all those different types of DAX functions. And once we are ready with all these DAX functions and calculations, we'll create the reports. I'll show you a sample report today as part of a demo. Once the report is ready, what we try to do is we publish the report. Okay. So usually in the traditional reporting, what happens, if you create any Excel report and you want to show it to your manager, what is it you do? You call your manager to your desk and, okay, manager, take a look at this report. What is it you do? We share. How do we share? Excel report. How do we share? We send it via email, right? How do we share the reports in Office? We simply attach it to the email and send it, right? That's what happens, in the regular reporting or the traditional reporting. But when it comes to the Power BI, you don't need to share the report via email. What you can do is that you can publish it online. There is something called Power BI service, Power BI service. So I'll also show you how to create Power BI service account. Again, for that, you don't need to make any payment, which is, I'm going to show you how you can create your free service account and lifetime free, and you can use it as a single user for lifetime. So there is a process I'll take you through anyways. Okay. So we'll publish the report and we'll grant permissions to our colleagues or management team members. They can log in and they can see the reports. Okay. And then they can view the reports on Power BI, service using the web browsers or mobile or tab. They can see the reports. And while viewing the report, we also control the roles. I'll tell you one interesting thing here. So I have some sales analysis output. Okay. So, but currently this has 5 regions data. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to share it with the different regional managers. These are my region managers. Okay. But there is a catch. You cannot share the same report with all of them. The reason being, Chris should be able to see only central data. Why only central data? Because Chris is a central manager, so Chris should be able to see only central data. But when Erin gets the report, Erin should be able to see only east data. So that means I cannot share the entire dashboard. If I share the entire dashboard, the one who gets it can see all the regions and their profits and all that information. So we want to keep it confidential, okay? So if that is the case, what is it you need? What is it you need to do in Excel to allow the users to see only their respective regions data? If I need to do this, what I do, I'll go to the sales data. We have the region column. Okay. Let's say if I need to share it with central manager, I uncheck central. I select the rest of the data. I delete the entire other regions data, leave only central data. Okay, create this as a copy of data analysis output central, save it, send it to central manager, because this contains only the central data. And if I refresh the pivot tables, this entire dashboard will present only central information. So I don't need to worry about the other regions here, because this dashboard itself got central data. But in this way, if I do it, how many reports I need to create? 5 reports. 5 regions are there. 5 reports I need to create and share it. And let's say the head of the business should be able to see all regions. Then I'll have to maintain one more copy that contains all the 5 regions data. So you see that, and you end up creating multiple reports just to serve the same purpose. Like this should be able to show the profit for each region. But in Power BI, we have something called roles. We create the roles, we publish the report, and we implement RLS, row level security. The report is going to be the same for all of us. But when I open the report, I get to see a different set of data. When you open the report, you get to see a different set of data. So that's how it works. Okay. So the report is same, but basis on the logins, it controls what should be shown to the end user. So we'll also implement that. Okay. So this entire course, right from how to get the data till how to create a very powerful dashboard and publish, while publishing it, how to set up the security roles and all, we'll discuss. This covers both Power BI desktop development environment and Power BI service administration environment. So both the things are covered in this training program. It's just not only the Power BI desktop developer. This also has the Power BI admin part, wherein we'll be configuring the gateways. I'll take you through what is a gateway and what is a role, what is RLS, what is a security setting, what is, schedule refresh. One more interesting thing is that if you need to create a report every day, you don't need to create it. Just schedule the job every day morning, 8 o'clock. If you schedule the job, the report gets automatically, updated. You don't need to do much. It's a complete automated solution. You just need to show where your data is, right? And at what time your report should be updated. That's it. When you configure that way, every day, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever the time it is, before you log in itself, your report is ready. So that's how we can control it. So we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, so overall, as I said, right from the Power BI desktop up to Power BI service administration part, we cover this in this training program. Okay.
So even a Power BI can be used as a good tool for presentation.
Power BI is meant for presenting dashboards and reports only, right?
Yeah, but even you are saying, so it can be used as reporting of the analysis. So without axis, so if it is configured in such a way, so it will be automated with the analysis. So even if it is not possible in this way, even it can be used for a good representation tool.
If you're talking about a PowerPoint presentation kind of a thing, by any chance?
Yes. Yes.
All your Power BI reports can be exported into PowerPoint if you want.
Okay.
Along with interactions. Something like, let me show you a quick example. This is what I'm talking about, Power BI service. Okay, so you can open your reports using Power BI service also. See that the same report you can develop in Power BI desktop, and you can publish it so that you can see the same report here. If you want, you can export this into PowerPoint. embed the live. See now what will happen. It's actually taking the same live report into PowerPoint, and you can work with all these slicers and all. Let me show you. Usually the PowerPoint presentations, they come with static images, right? The way you present in PowerPoint, right? All those charts and all, they are static. You cannot click on any of the slicers and all. But when it comes to an export directly from a Power BI service, just trying to connect that report here. Okay, you see this? It's the same report that you just saw on Google Chrome in my Power BI service account. It's the same report is now being loaded here. And you see this. I can play with all these slicers if I want. I can select only central. You see that? It's changing. Usually on a PowerPoint slide, you can't see these kind of interactions. You see only those static images. But you can actually get this into PowerPoint as a HTML frame, and from there you can control all these things, slicers and everything that they work. See that? This is possible from Power BI to PowerPoint. Okay, I'll talk more about this in the Power BI service. Okay, at this point, I would like to show you a quick report development so that you all will get some idea like how quickly you can create the report. And you find it really easy also compared to Excel. You created Excel reports, right? But this is kind of very easy, right, in Power BI. Let's see that. So I'll just show you one example report here. It's going to be like really easy. And even if you are not coming from Power BI background or any reporting background, it's like very easy to create the reports. So for this, I need Power BI desktop, and I'll show you how to install Power BI desktop after a couple of days. Once we are done with SQL concepts, I'll take you through Power BI concepts, and then I'll explain you how to install Power BI desktop and how to register on Power BI service. Done. So this is a blank report, right? The way you open Excel file, same way. You open Power BI file and say Excel workbook, and you want to get the data from one of those files. There is something called Superstores data, which is an Excel file, and there is some data available.
So what is the eligibility to acquire this Power BI license?
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
a system should have an updated operating system, and speed should be i5 is recommended with 8 GB at least. That's it. Okay, I'll just load some data. Okay, so whatever the Excel data is there, I'm just loading it. Let me show you that Excel file also for your understanding purpose. This is how the Excel file looks. Okay. This is the data. Using this, probably would have created pivot tables, pivot charts, slicers, and all in Excel, right? But what I'm going to show you, you can create a report in Power BI like this. You just load the same Excel data here. And even if you're not from strong reporting background, you don't know how to write the formulas and all, absolutely no need to worry. There is something called natural language processing. You would have heard this NLP, right? What it does is, you just ask these questions in simple English, okay? And it can convert that into a visual. You see this, what it can do. Just do a double click there and you ask a question here. Something like, I want to know sales are there, right? I want to know total sales, right? Okay, here we go. These are my total sales. You just ask a question, that's it. You want to know your total profit. Okay, go here, just do a double click, ask total profit. That's it. And you also want to know what is the total quantity we sold. Okay, just do a double click. Total quantity. Okay, here we go. Right, and you want to have a map chart showing your total sales by the state. Total sales by the state. Both the columns are there. Just do a double click here. Total sales by state. Right? And you are not happy the way it is showing state sales, okay? I want to show it on a map. Type just simply on a map you want. Here we go. Chart is ready. Done. And I also want to see a pie chart that shows the total sales by the category, which is the product category. Okay, just do a double click. Total sales by category. So when you create something like this, it shows in the regular bar chart, but I want to see it in a pie chart. In a pie. Okay, here we go. Okay. And you also want to see it by something like segment. Okay. Total sales by segment. In a bar chart is okay. Let's see this in bar chart. Okay. And I want to have a slicer. You know a slicer, right, in Excel? It's a filter, right? And this slicer, I want to do it by the ship mode. I have like first class, same day, how we are doing in terms of the sales, right? So this is a slicer. And I want to have a title here. This title should show sales performance, report. Make it center alignment and apply some color. Maybe something like this. Okay, here we go. Your report is ready. So your business wants to understand like, okay, how are we doing in terms of the ship mode, first class, okay? First class, this is our sales, this is our profit, and the total number of items shipped is 185, same day, how is it? Right, second class, how is it? Standard. You see that I easily see that the standard class in terms of the, the number of quantity that's been delivered is too high, right? The rest of the things are like, compared to that, they're less, right? So if you look at the raw data like this, you don't know what exactly happening. But once you convert this into a report like this, it's like very easy to filter the data and slice and dice. And another interesting thing is all these things are interactive visuals. Nothing but if I want to know only about furniture, this is my furniture category, okay? If I click on furniture, rest everything automatically gets filtered. In Excel, you don't have any on-chart interactions like this. In Excel chart, if you create a chart, if you click on the chart, it doesn't filter any other things, right? But here, yes, it is, interactive chart. And when you click on something, it filters the data automatically in the rest of the visuals, right? So you see that it hardly took me any, 2-3 minutes maybe. Even if you are not coming from the reporting background, by simply asking questions, you can create a report like this. But the thing is, I knew exactly what I'm trying to do. So that's the reason it was kind of easy for me. But do you know what all columns are there in the data? You don't know. Because I've been working with this data set from quite a long time. So I know what all columns are present and what needs to be presented here, right? But if you are new, then what is it you need to do? You need to first of all understand what all columns are there, what kind of data they contain, and all that. And then you can actually get into the report design, right? You cannot simply design a report like this. You got the point? So yeah, you can create a report maybe in less than 5 minutes time. But again, business requirements may not be this easy every time. Okay, you got the point? So that will take some time. So I'll take you through what all points to be considered while creating a report. So how to analyze the data, right? And how to write the DAX functions, and then finally how to visualize the data like this as a report. And let me just save this. $648. I'll publish this report online, okay, into my Power BI service account. Let me show you. It's whatever the report that I developed using Power BI desktop, I'll publish it. Okay, so I want to publish this onto my workspace. The same report, whatever you have in your computer, now it will be available in Power BI service. It's a server, okay? So let me just open this. Or I can open like this, or anyways, I'm in the same workspace. So let me just reload this page. The report name is demo report, 00 demo report. Yeah, here we go. Let me click this. I'm able to see the same kind of report on my browser just by logging into my account. This is the same report. So your manager also can log into the account, can see the same report. And if I want to know only about California, I can click on this. You see, all these things are interactive things, okay? In California, I want to find out how the same day sales are. Okay, in California, okay, this is how it is. Same day, right? So all these things are quite easy in Power BI. You no need to worry about, filters, connections, and all that, what we do in Excel. You don't need to do that. It's simple. Just, create the report, everything is interconnected, and publish the report. And grant permission to your manager to view the report, and they can view it from mobile or tab or desktop, laptop, anything. Okay. So report development is done in Power BI desktop, and reports are published onto Power BI service. Once it is there, your client can log in to the account. I'll show you how you can create your own Power BI service account.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Like even there is a same interface or representation which can be expected from the Excel. So even there is a scope of mentioning the maps, and even there can be a visualization like how we see here. The same thing is done with the Excel also. So, but the visualization what we do here, so it can be furtherly fetched into the data. But the same thing can be done in the Excel where if we mention the maps and the data on it, so it can be furtherly fetched into the raw data.
Come again once, please. Your question isn't so clear. Your question is
Like see, when you are downloading this file into the workspace and we are getting a raw data.
In the workspace, do we get the raw data like this?
Not in the same way, but we can have in a tabular form.
Okay, you want to export this data back into Excel again?
Yes, but yeah, if you want to summarize the data or else to fetch the data, so there is a scope for in the workspace, and we furtherly fetch the data and we summarize the data. But the same things even in happens in the Excel sheet itself. Doesn't it happen?
I think you need to rephrase your question. Okay, let's talk about this. What is the purpose? You can frame your question later, but are you trying to get the data out of this chart back into Excel?
Yes.
Okay, that is the case. You just go to these three dots, export the data. And whatever the data that is summarized and you want to see it as Excel, just click there and it will be exported. And from there you can download it and then just open that. Still going on. Yeah, just click there. And the state and their sales. But the thing is that you will be able to see only the summarized data, sales by the state. Okay. So you can export from visual to any CSV or Excel. That is possible. Okay. But usually we don't do that. Why? Because the data is already available with us. So that's
Then where
how
is
we
the
create.
role of a data operator? So when we are using this Power BI, okay, so what is the role of data operator here?
Data operator,
Yes,
maybe a data entry operator.
yes, data entry operator. When we are when we are using this Power BI and we are having some visualizations and we have some doubt in it, so we fetch the data. So we get the raw data from it. So, so what is the work of the data operator here then? If everything is getting done by this particular application, so we just limit our work with this visualization itself, or else we furtherly go for any data fetching. So even you are saying that the Power BI is such a tool where it works with such an collaborations.
Data entry operator. Okay. And you are talking about a visual.
Yes.
Okay.
Like this, the chat what you have extract the data what you have extracted from here, and you have explained it with a better visualization. So which is done in 1 or 2 minutes. So, but here my doubt arises: if we want to fetch the data from this particular application or else much better into depth of this raw data. So, what's the requirement of the data operator where he is working for your requirement?
Okay, here we go. If I'm able to visualize something here, that means the data is already there. Yes.
I didn't get it. Come here.
If I'm able to view this here as a visual,
Yeah.
data is already there. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Any guess how did we get the data onto this visual? How did we get this data into the system first?
See, we are taking the data from other source.
What
Like
is it? What is it?
there are different sources
Let's talk about only this particular report.
um,
How did we get these?
this report is showing of the United States. So obviously the data is very much available with other countries. So we are importing
Let's
the
talk
data.
about only this report. How
Yeah.
are we able to see these numbers here? What is the source for this report?
What is the source of this report?
Correct. How did I create this report? Let's talk about this maybe.
Yeah, with the application we have created this report.
Right. What is the data source used?
Power BI.
No, that is the application where I developed, but how, from where I got this data?
From the data warehouse.
No, that's not the data warehouse I connected.
A database.
No.
Then from where can we get? So if we are preparing our own data, or else we are with the data, with some of the raw data, we are making our own data and we are fetching into this application. So again, we can go back to our data.
Right, from where we got this data. So the step one, I showed something, this data is available so and so place, and from there I got it. Where is it? What is that?
Workspace.
No,
Oh, I give up. Then you need to tell us.
that's from an Excel workbook.
Okay.
And that is the same Excel workbook I showed and open it here, which is Superstore's data. Right, this is the Excel file that I used to create the report, and this is the order sheet I used. So the data entry operator, someone would have entered this data into Excel, right? Or Excel or any other application for that matter. So someone entered the data, and that person is the data entry operator who made this data available for us. So the data entry operator job is to enter the data. The data analyst job is to create a report. And once we visualize the data, if you really have any doubt, yes, you have an option to export the data and you can check it. Right? So data entry operators are like, if you ask me, they are nowhere concerned as long as the report development is there. I mean, as long as the report development is concerned, data operators are nowhere in the picture. When we have a doubt, you may want to check with the data entry operator, okay, why did you enter this number like this? Then you may want to go back and ask that person. But otherwise, data analysts, their job is different. Data entry operators' job is different. They make the data available for us, and using the data, we create the report using Power BI or Excel or any other kind of reporting tool. Is that okay?
Almost.
Yeah. Fine. So what we're going to do in the upcoming sessions, a couple of days we'll spend on SQL basics only. Because in Power BI, we have something called data modeling. For that, again, we need to understand what is a primary key, foreign key, the data normalization, how these keys can be connected together. So those things are part of SQL. So I'll be repeating a couple of days on SQL concepts only, what is a primary key, foreign key, and how to identify these keys and all. And once we are good with that, then we'll move on to the Power BI report development. Okay. But at this point, yeah, I understand so many questions may be there, like, how you were able to quickly create this and all. But yeah, with experience, it will come. But yeah, soon, maybe after 10, 15 days, you will also be able to create these kind of visuals very, very comfortably. That is for sure. As you no need to spend a lot of time like we do in other tools, like Excel also takes some time to create these kind of visuals, okay? But in Power BI, it's like cakewalk. I showed you, right? Just do a double click, write your question, that's it, it gets you that output. So that's how it works. So as I said, if someone is new to SQL, absolutely no need to worry. A couple of days, the basics of SQL will be covered. And then we'll move on to what is Power BI, right? Course outline is here. This entire thing. You will get the same material package. Okay, forgot to tell you one more important thing. The same material package, whatever I'm showing on my screen, you get the same material package and you can practice along with me. Daily, I'll be giving you small tasks and you need to complete them, right? This course runs for about 20 to 23 days, okay? And in which, as I said, whatever is shown on the course curriculum will be covered. We run these sessions, somewhere around 7:45 we'll start, okay, going forward. And then the other thing is, yeah, the batch number is B00648. You can check with the front office for the material. Okay, you just ask them and they will share the Google Drive link, and please download, extract all the files and be ready, because going forward, you'll also have to perform the same tasks, okay, what we do in the classroom. So the video will be available right after the session, maybe after 1.5 to 2 hours later after the session. It takes some time to compile and upload, and then you can have access to it. And you can watch the video once again if you require any kind of, reference. Yeah. So yeah, this is the entire training plan. Batch number, please remember, this is B00648, and you should be part of this WhatsApp group to get the updates. Okay. Fine then. Any questions? Okay.
Yes, Kishore, I had thought. As I don't know the basic things of SQL, can I be matching with your speed, and can I understand all the basic things? What is required in processing through Power BI?
Yeah. So that's the reason I understand SQL. A few concepts are very much needed. So that's the reason we'll cover basics of SQL. What is
Mhm.
SQL, how it looks, what is a key, what is normalization. There are a few things that we definitely need to understand. So I'll cover them.
Okay, sure.
It shouldn't be an issue. And after that, after Power BI, you will learn anyways SQL. A full-fledged course is there from us, SQL also. You can join them.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Fine then. So I'll see you all in our next session, and please get in touch with the front office if you require any additional information. Meanwhile, try to get the material downloaded and keep it ready for our next session. So you will be able to do the practice. Okay. Great then. So
Okay.
thanks everyone. I'll see you all.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.